and regional authors. So please join me Wednesdays here on 90.9 FM KSJE Farmington.
KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them. Whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury, San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. "11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, June 25th. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Micklin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, New Mexico, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and of course streaming everywhere from our website at ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching this visual radio program, streaming live to the KSJE YouTube channel and to our Facebook page. We're glad that you've joined us as well, everybody. Coming up this morning, my guest Douglas Joe is here from San Juan County Partnership. He is working with the AmeriCorps program, and he'll be talking with me about some of the positions that are available and how the AmeriCorps program works. That's coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE, so we hope you will stick with us for that. Next hour, of course, it's our local information program about COVID-19, the coronavirus. We'll be talking with Megan Cullip and I. We'll be talking with Rebecca French. She's a local nurse practitioner. She works with the COVID to Home Clinic as part of San Juan Health Partners, and she'll be explaining to us how she is working with some of the patients who are recovering from COVID-19. Also, Jamie Church is on the program this morning, and Jamie will be calling in from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce, of course. They are doing the third business survey about how this has impacted local businesses, and she'll explain more about that with us this morning, beginning at 9 a.m. Of course, it's streaming live to YouTube and Facebook, and you can hear it on the radio this afternoon at 5:06 on KSJE and on our website, ksje.com. On the radio at 9 this morning, it's our classical music program, Roving with the Arts. Mick Hess is playing music from the great composer Haydn, some of his cello concertos for us. You'll hear the cello concerto for cello and also for cello and flugelhorn coming up on Roving with the Arts this morning. In addition to Facebook and YouTube, we also invite you to connect with us on Twitter or Instagram. If those are your social medias of choice, you can find us there as well. Weather forecast, another hot day in store for the region. Partly sunny skies this morning, becoming mostly sunny by this afternoon. Today's high will be about 97 in Farmington, 60 overnight. Partly sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 95 on Friday. How about 93 for a high on Saturday and 90 on Sunday. Sunshine and 88 for a high next Monday and lower 80s for a high temperature on Tuesday. Well, let me turn to my guest who is here with me this morning to talk about the San Juan County Partnership and his work with them and the AmeriCorps program. Douglas Joe is here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you for joining me. Good to have you here.
Good to be here, too.
Have someone in person in the studio, although we are social distancing. You're sitting way over there.
Oh, that's right.
So good to see you. And so we were talking before we came on the air about AmeriCorps and some of the opportunities that folks have to work with AmeriCorps. And so right now things are a little shut down, but you've still got openings. So when things reopen, folks could get an opportunity, right?
Yes, we are still recruiting. And I do have positions still available at Senegal chapter. I have 3 positions in the half-time and 4 positions in the quarter-time. So those are all 1-year volunteer.
Okay.
And at the end, they still get their Siegel Award, Education Award.
Right. And Senegal is otherwise known as Hogback.
Yes.
For folks, right, in that part of the county. And so you've got jobs there, and then you're going to be hopefully having some other openings maybe down in the Huerfano area too?
Yes, I'm working with that chapter. As soon as the government opens back up, I'll be working with them on doing the resolution and bringing AmeriCorps to their community also.
But folks can apply now for some of these future openings?
Yes, and I can start their background and other things that required of the program. Okay.
And so talk about the AmeriCorps program for folks who maybe aren't familiar with it, but I know we've talked before about it, and we've talked with others on the show about AmeriCorps, but it's this national kind of service program, and it provides this educational award at the end of your 1 year of service.
Yes, Telecom chapter has had it for several years now. AmeriCorps is a national program which engages citizens to provide critical services to the community. We are seeking people with solid interpersonal skills and who are team-oriented, organized, reliable, committed, and passionate, and who are interested in obtaining an education award through community service work. Volunteers are also needed at our chapters who are interested in giving back to local communities are also needed. And so you got two programs there at the chapter. Mm-hmm. One is for veterans and military family support, and the other one is our environmental stewardship.
And so that work includes then maybe doing some work with veterans or their families, right? Maybe helping around their house or what have you. And then what other jobs maybe do people do with veterans?
Yes, with the veteran site and military family support, the members assist veterans with access to educational benefits and other services provided to the veterans. And they assist veterans to file benefits claims and keep them up to date on any changes in their veterans program. We also do home repairs, weatherization for the windows during the winter times, and we also haul wood or coal during the winters.
Right.
And just recently, when this COVID-19 began in March, I believe it was back in March, was it?
Yeah. Seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, and we repaired one of the widow veterans' porch. It
nice.
was need of repairs, so with the Salmon Partnership, bought the materials, and we built her a new porch, so that was really a big plus for her.
Right.
She liked it very much.
Very nice.
So,
and so
that's what we've done also.
Good. And that's one area of work with AmeriCorps. The other you mentioned was working with nature and trails and things on that line too, correct?
Yes, we've mapped out a trail around Telecom chapter, so we're working on that. And right now, I think beginning next week, we're going to be buying supplies and putting everything in place for that trail where the community members can come over and walk the trail. Very
good. And so for folks who are listening, they may think that a lot of these jobs are maybe pretty labor intensive. But so there are jobs like that, but are there also other maybe office type jobs or other maybe not so labor intensive type jobs that folks could maybe help with?
Yes, this is mostly labor outside work, and most of the tools that they use, are well trained them on it. Make sure they know how to use the tools that's being given to them. And they've used all sorts of tools so far, like circular saws, hand saw, drills, chainsaws, cleaning the chainsaw and things like that.
Right.
So, they might use this skill later on in life too.
Sure, very true. And but you were telling me before too that there were some folks that were making masks at one point. Was that another AmeriCorps task?
That was another task because this COVID-19, they wanted to make masks for the veterans, so that's what they did and gave it out to the veterans that were in need of masks. So that was a big plus again for AmeriCorps.
Very good. And so for these positions, Douglas Joe, that you're talking about, you mentioned that some are like half-time or three-quarter time, and so that equates to a certain number of hours per week, right, for your 1 year kind of commitment to the AmeriCorps program, right?
Yes. For the half-time position, they put in like 900 hours within that 1 year, which is approximately 20 hours a week that they have to work on. Then the quarter time is 450 hours that's required for them to put in within that 1 year, and comes down to 10 hours a week. So it's just managing their hours when they can come in. Maybe they can do 4 hours on a Monday,
right?
And then the rest of the other hours they can do it on a Wednesday. So it's just whenever they can put in those times.
Okay. Or maybe 2 hours a day for 5 days or whatever. Whatever adds up to whatever they need to be adding up.
As long as they can complete it within that 1 year.
Right. Yeah. That's how it all works out.
Yeah. And it just comes down to managing it, their hours, and putting it on the calendar and communicating that back to me. And then it'll work out just great.
Very good. And at the end of that year then is when they get this educational award, correct?
Yes. For the full-time position, they get $6,095 put into an account for them. Then for the halftime, they get $3,047, and for the quarter time, they get $1,612.
Okay. And this money is, again, we call it an educational award. So it's
Yes.
designed to pay, maybe pay off some student loans, I guess you could use it for, or if you haven't gone to school yet, it could pay future school or educational expenses.
Their tuition, yes.
Right.
And I've had one member that came back. She completed last year, one whole year, and with her Siegel Award, she paid off on her student loan.
Right.
So she still has some left on her loan, so she wanted to come back again. And they can come back again, do another full term. So
Right.
she's doing her final full term. And basically she's going to use that award again to pay off her student loan.
Right. And I think I understand that if you are maybe you're retired, maybe you're an older person, and you could go and be an AmeriCorps volunteer, and can I not transfer or gift my award to maybe a child or grandchild that they could use for this stuff as
Yes,
well?
yes. I've had older people coming on board, and they'll do 1 year volunteer work for me, either in full-time, quarter-time, or half-time. And once they complete it, they'll put that award into their grandchild's account. So when they graduate from high school, they can use that.
Right. So that's allowed, and it's
Yes, that's
possible,
allowed.
and you can do that. So there you go. We're showing on the screen here kind of how to get more information about the openings, right, for AmeriCorps, the
Yes,
different
you
types
just,
of jobs that you were talking about, right?
Yes, you go to that myamericorps.gov, and then you scroll down to, there's a box there to which location you want to go to, and you'll click on Tedicon or Hopback, but it's spelled in Tedicon.
Okay.
T-S-E-K.
There's got to be a D-E in there.
D-A-A-K-A-A-N, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. Can you search by zip code, too? Does it allow you to do that, do you think?
I never tried that.
We'll have to
Yes.
check and see.
Yeah.
And the address, I typed it as my.americorps.gov. Is that correct?
Yes,
Or is,
that's correct.
with the two dots in there?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Or they can call you, right?
Or they can call me, yes, 505-566-5879. Just leave a message, or either someone's always there at the office. They'll pick up and take a message.
Okay.
So sometimes I'm in the office, but most time I'm out in the field trying to find work for the members, and also I got to supervise them too.
Right. Very good. And of course, you are working with these chapters to kind of coordinate what tasks they need, or they can identify some of these veterans maybe in their chapter that needs some assistance or some work at their homes or things like that. It's really a cooperative effort between AmeriCorps, the San Juan County Partnership, and the local chapters.
Yes, it is, and since this COVID-19 happened, we also are helping with unloading supplies, sorting them out, boxing food, canned food, and then when community members drive up to the chapter, we help load and things like that. So we are being, I guess, a part of this COVID-19 assistance to the communities.
Right. Well, and we've seen a lot of outreach from the other communities to the reservation. The
Yes.
government, the Navajo Nation government, has been distributing supplies and things like that. And so this is the type of thing that you're talking about, is being able to help and just be there so folks can stay in their cars. And it's the volunteers or these AmeriCorps folks that are helping to move the stuff from maybe the semi-trucks to the trunk of someone's car.
Yeah, and that's just, keeping that social distance and everything else.
Right.
And it's really been going along pretty well now.
Very good. That's good. And so we've talked a little bit about some of the part-time and quarter-time positions and things like that. And every once in a while, there are some full-time positions that open up too, correct?
Yes. Right now, once I get this other chapter set, I'll have 2 full-time positions and 3 half-time positions and 4 quarter-time positions open. And
full-time is exactly what it sounds like, 40 hours a week?
Yes,
More or
40
less,
hours a
right?
week.
But those have a little bit extra, in addition to the educational award, they have a little bit of extra attached to those jobs, right?
Yes, for the full-time position, you'll get a stipend, bi-weekly check. But halftime, quarter time, they don't get no stipends, and unfortunately, it don't. So it's just a full-time position.
The full-time gets a stipend.
So
And-
those fill
okay.
up quickly.
I bet, sure. And it's not, I mean, people aren't going to rich for this. I just want to make sure everyone understands, right? But it's designed to maybe help with expenses of maybe gas or car
Yes.
maintenance or those types of things. It's a little bit
Yeah,
for living expenses, but it
Yes.
certainly isn't designed to be a full-time salary.
No, Yeah, it's just enough for them to keep them coming in and volunteering for AmeriCorps and finishing their one-year program, volunteer work.
And so, Douglas Joe, how old do you have to be an AmeriCorps volunteer? Does you need to be 18?
17 on up.
17. Gotcha.
And what I do is once you fill out your application on AmeriCorps, I'll go ahead and download the information and get back with you, shoot you another email, and then you'll respond yes or no. And if you respond that you're still interested, it'll shoot it back to me. And after that, I'll start the background application process with the state of New Mexico or wherever I guess your residence is at that time.
Okay. Or if I'm in Arizona,
Yeah.
you would go through the state of
Yeah.
Arizona or whatever, right? Sure.
So if you're applying from Utah, then I'll do your background in Utah.
Right.
And the other thing that's required is that we also do a FBI background check also. And then also the sex offender website too.
Sure.
So those that do all those backgrounds, once you're cleared on all of that, then there's another process too with Social Security. They'll take care of that one. Then once that's all completed, I get all those documents back. I check off all the boxes on the website that I'll have to go to on the grant. And
Right.
then after that, I'll put you on board.
There's a lot of checks that go
Oh,
into
a lot
these
of
folks,
checks,
right?
yes,
But that's important because
Yes.
they're working with all different types of people, right? And
Yes.
so they could be working with
Especially veterans or
veterans,
elderlies.
sure.
Yes.
Or kids could be in the house or
Kids
all
be
those
in the
types
house,
of things.
yes.
So that's important. But I think the other part is too is so if I live in a different state, even in a different part of the country, but maybe I want to spend, a year in the Southwest, I could apply for one of these jobs and come here in my RV and stay here and volunteer with AmeriCorps and get my educational award, and that's okay.
Yes, and I've actually had 2 applicants that are pending right now that are from out of state. Actually from, I believe, the East Coast.
Okay.
Are wanting to move out this way.
Nothing against folks on the East Coast. Some
No.
of my best friends live on the East Coast. That's right.
And they want to come on board and just do a volunteer work while they're looking for a job.
Okay. So that's doable.
That's
They can
doable.
certainly do that. So and get those same benefits that we've been talking about. So
Yes,
and giving back to the community. And so as we look around, I imagine we can see some projects that AmeriCorps volunteers have built over the years, right?
Yes.
In some of the other chapters and things like that. These trails that you're talking about that
We've
everybody
been-
gets to use.
We've been over at San Juan chapter with AmeriCorps. We've helped repair plenty of homes over there, and then they built trail around the San Juan chapter also. And the other thing I also do is I go out and collaborate with local contractors. So we've been fortunate enough to have one contractor on board, which is Squeegee
Okay.
down here on Broadway. So they've been buying us supplies, and then for veterans home repairs.
So they donate those supplies then for some of these projects? Is that what
Yes,
they're doing?
for some of these
Nice.
projects. Yeah, I ask contractors for if they can donate supplies, and they do. They're willing to help out.
Very good. So I guess for some, it just depends on the project, I suppose. It could be a can of paint
really,
or
it's like really simple jobs. Yeah, like
Right.
paints,
Or some shingles.
paint brushes, rollers,
some 2x4s.
2x4s, nails,
Right.
screwdrivers, things like that.
Very good. And the trail projects, I mean, again, is there anything that the folks can donate for those types of projects? Do you sometimes need some gravel or other things? Just depends, I guess, on the
Yes,
on the project
right
and where it's
now
going.
we're thinking about putting gravel on the trail. I just need to buy that black tarp that. I
Right.
don't even have a name for that, but
There's probably a name that I don't
yeah.
know either, but you're right.
Well, you know what I'm talking
To keep
about.
things from growing through it.
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
So
That
then
landscape
we need to lay that out
stuff.
first, and after that we'll put the gravel on it. So that's
Sure.
what I'll be looking for, some gravel.
Very good. And so again, there are jobs open right now
Yes.
with AmeriCorps, and you're anticipating more openings here once things start to reopen in hopefully with this whole COVID-19 thing, but
Yes.
folks can be applying right now for
Yeah.
these opportunities.
Yes, right now Telecom chapter is open Mondays and Wednesdays. And I believe after July 7th, they'll be open Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays,
Okay.
but closed on Mondays and Fridays. So their hours are shifting to where they open more days.
Right.
But yeah, so from now till July, I think July 7th, it's just 2 days out of the week.
Okay.
And the rest of the time, we'll be my members and I will be outside working.
Gotcha. And of course, these are it's a federal program, and so that federal budget year starts in October. And so, do you anticipate some more things opening up, or more positions maybe being available later on this calendar year?
Yes, it'll be probably, I would say, September. And with the 2 full-time members that I have right now, they're going to be ending their volunteer in, let's see, November. One's going to be done in November, and the other one's going to be done in December. So those 2 full-time positions will be opening again in November and in December at Tedegon chapter.
Okay. And so again, to find those replacements, you're going to look for those people that have applied here between now and then.
Yes, and those that are pending with me, I'll probably ask them if they want the full-time positions.
Gotcha.
So it's already been 6 months going into the year already, and I can't, I just reminded the members that you guys are almost done. You're halfway through.
That's true. That's very true.
Time flies by.
Exactly. That's very true. And so, when you get an opening, and how many, we mentioned before that you get a lot of folks that are working now that are local, and maybe not a lot of applications then from local folks. It's a lot of folks maybe from outside the area that you're
Yes, I've been getting a lot
from?
of applicants that are interested from outside the community. And I think the reason for that is because the chapter had AmeriCorps there before for several years, and those within the community already applied.
Right.
So now we got to expand out into different communities. And I think I have another one from Albuquerque that's interested too, and that's going to be quite a drive.
Right.
But,
True.
She wants to do it.
Okay. Then that's okay.
Yes,
right?
And that's fine with me. And she asked for a quarter-time position, which is only 10 hours a week.
So they can come up and do that, knock that out 1 day a week maybe.
Yeah.
So there you go. Very good. Well, Douglas, we'll remind everybody how to apply if they're interested, or how to find out more about the AmeriCorps program here in San Juan County or elsewhere, right? It is online at my.americorps.gov, or they can give you a call at the San Juan County Partnership and leave you a message, and you can call them back, 505-566-5879. That's how we can reach you.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
And thank you too, Scott.
You're very welcome. That is Douglas Joe with the San Juan County Partnership, my guest here on KSJE, everybody. Back with more in just a moment. The time right now is 8:32.
Want affordable, abundant internet access? First, you need competition. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech. I'm Molly Wood. All this week on Marketplace Tech, we have a new series called The Internet is Everything, looking at access, cost, infrastructure, and today, competition. Okay, actually, the almost complete lack of competition. According to a 2017 study from the nonprofit Institute for Local Self-Reliance, more than 129 million people in the U.S. have only one option for broadband. So is that a government problem or a free market problem? Susan Crawford is a law professor at Harvard and author of the book Fiber, The Coming Tech Revolution and Why America Might Miss It.
Without oversight or competition, we've allowed a handful of players to really control our internet access destiny. And it's particularly cruel right now. About 18% of African American households in America don't have a connection at home. And many times that's because of cost. There may be that cable provider there, but they're a local monopoly, and they can charge whatever they like.
There's been a lot of conversation about classifying internet as a utility, but would a legal classification ameliorate some of these problems?
It would certainly be a step. Look, when you